And it is. There is no Joker. You're looking at Harleen. So let's do a quick review of this book. Has anybody seen this book? Do you know what book that is? Yep. That's Harleen, the Black Label series. This came out, when did this come out? Years ago, right? Yep, 4 years ago. 4 years ago, Harleen. Now, for those of you who can remember, if you're my age or a little older, Mad Love, the special from the Batman Adventures comic, which firmly established Harley Quinn's origin, however, the animated series. Then came the actual episode in '97, which had the different new Bruce Timm art. Then came her in entrance in the continuity, which I have that book, Batman Harley Quinn. Then there were the video games, and now we get to this. We're getting to Joker Folie à Deux, which I just call Joker 2. And I got this book. I think I got it recently. I think it was brand new, maybe a couple of months old. And the series came out earlier in the year, I think. And then they finally collected it into one book. I got the book. It's such a nice book. Let's take a look at it for a moment. So here we have, not Margot Robbie, of course, but here you have two sides of the same story. Right? This is very interesting. This is the descent into madness, of course. And here you can see a little bit. See this. And I'm not sure how this book wasn't, it's like maybe under 20 bucks. Nice of the credit there. Harley Quinn created by Paul Dini and Bruce Timm. Stepan Sajic. Stepan, we'll just call him Stepan. I think the J is silent. Mr. J. Stepan. And he's done the art, he's done the writing for all this. And one of the things you kind of look at is that it takes a very slow pace. We had to start with the whole madness, right? Just looking at Harley Quinn and Joker's madness. And you have to find a way to start this. Like, we just start her in the mind. So she's working at different institutions. She's interning. She's becoming a psychologist for a mental institution, right? One place to another. She slept her way through the ranks, right? She's kind of not a very moral person. She's just like kind of a broken human being. But she's trying to get somewhere in life and establish herself. And this is where she is at this point. And what I liked about this is that, yeah, it's Mad Love, but Mad Love revolved around the establishment of the animated world of Batman and Robin, Alfred, Batgirl, Nightwing, right? Mad Hatter, Two-Face. And we get some of Two-Face here. I don't know about I guess Harvey Dent's in the movie. But we get this this slow pace. I mean, it's kind of like Smallville. What Smallville took 10 years for Clark Kent to become Superman. And we get a few issues here of Harley Quinn becoming Harley Quinzel becoming Harley Quinn. Harleen. So here are all these people she's trying to impress. And like a third of the book is like this. Here she drowns in her sorrows. She's trying to figure herself out. At this point, there's no sign of the Joker. She's just trying to get by. She's trying to get through everything. And she has all these friends. She's trying to make a good impression. I guess Todd Phillips should have made it a Harley Quinn movie about her origin. But no, we don't get that. We get something more. I know that Jeremy Johns, I only saw half of the review, but he's warned us. Jeremy Johns has warned us about this. So here we're just looking at Harley Quinn just going around. And here she meets Joker for the first time. We see Joker doing whatever Joker does best. How does Arkham keep letting him out? But there he is. And so I remember an interview. There were a couple of interviews. One was somewhere on the red carpet. Margot Robbie was going to an event. And she kind of had the hots for Joaquin Phoenix. And then for a Birds of Prey interview, when they talked to Rosie Perez and Margot Robbie, and I think the other actor, Winstead, right? Winstead, Mary Elizabeth Winstead. They said, could the Joker, Joaquin, ever hook up with your Harley Quinn? And Margot said it just wouldn't happen. It's just too different. So I don't know about Lady Gaga, but we'll find out. So yeah, so picked a hell of a night for a walk. Yeah, this is the first time they're meeting. Now, unlike the movie, there clearly is a Batman. There's actually a Batman and Robin and a Harvey Dent in this book. So these two are meeting for the first time. I mean, he's out and about doing stupid shit, and she's seeing him. I don't know if this is a vision or if she's reliving this moment, or if this is the first time she meets Batman and Robin. Yeah, this is their first encounter here. Here she's at the asylum for the first time. We do get one more scene where she's talking to clinical psychologists. She talks to her friends, her peers, before she walks into that asylum. Because once she walks in, that's where the roller coaster starts. And here we have Joker tied up here, uh, like Hannibal Lecter, of course, because they have to. So here it's just that there's a little bit of manipulation. He's manipulating her the whole time. He has to be. You can't trust him, right? So it's kind of like when Joker tells Harley his origin story. It's not really his origin story. He has like so many. He's got a million of them, right? So here it's just the beginning of. He's in a recessive position. She's in the dominant position, but all this time he's talking down to her. That's just the way the Joker is. And here, and she gets to talk to other people. Poison Ivy. There's other inmates at the asylum, but she talks to Harvey Dent. Now Harvey Dent at this point isn't the bad guy. He's an extremist, I think, but he's a politician. So he's got his own agendas. He's not evil yet. Uh, yeah, it's just that these two become, obviously they go down two different paths. But here they are just having a conversation. This is one of the few times I think Harley and Harvey Dent actually have a conversation at all in comics. So I think Stefan really established that very well. Even though we've had so many versions of Harvey Dent becoming Two-Face. You have the comics. There have been other versions in the 1988, 1990. You had the animated series. Then they went back and retconned his origin story in the Long Halloween. And so this contradicts the Long Halloween, in case you're wondering. But this doesn't need an explanation. This is the turning point where she calls him Mr. J. Stefan is really taking his time with this. Much like the Killing Joke was for the Joker movie. Because you had to kind of go back to that source material, the Killing Joke. This is, I have to believe Todd Phillips looked at this book, or those three books, and put it all together. And here she's really thinking about things while she's having a few shots, knock a few shots back. And I'm thinking about the Joker, thinking about the Riddler and Mr. Freeze. So she's like the last sort of supervillain in the Batman Rogues Gallery, having phone calls with people. She's trying to go from just being someone you might see in real life, maybe, to being this comic, over-the-top comic book villain. And that's what Stefan does. He does this slow pacing, as though you're watching Superman the movie or Batman Begins. This is Harley Begins. So we probably are going to see some of that in this movie. I have not seen it. Jeremy Johnson, I have not seen it. I'm going to see it tomorrow. Or by the time you are watching this, I've already seen it, review it. Oh, I guess this was coming. I forgot if this is a prototype to Deathstroke. It looks like a prototype to Deathstroke. But I think it's a Two-Face goon. And we got Commissioner Gordon there. Maybe he's Lieutenant Gordon. I think he's Commissioner. I think he's Commissioner already. Got the gray hair. And Harleen Quinzel is still doing her job. She hasn't gone full cuckoo yet. So she's still doing the things she's supposed to be doing. That's important. So, there's a little bit. There's Batman and Robin still being a presence. And here we got Poison Ivy reading Harley like a book. She's having a difficult time coping with people around her. I don't get it. Why did it bother me so much? Why, with all of his ramblings and the nightmares and even the fact that he's put a gun in my face, was it that moment that got deeply under my skin? The moment in which he sounded painfully sincere. So that's kind of what this whole struggle's about. A little more Two-Face. Sal Maroni is executed. Oh, this is a painful story. And here is like Harvey Dent. If this was Harvey Dent from the, Beware the Bat cartoon. Beware the Batman, right? So if they had a season 2, I'm a God-fearing man, but if we keep turning the other cheek, we'll run out of cheeks. The executioners crushed those roaches the way feckless politicians never could, the way that not even the Batman could. And even though none of it, you will admit it, you know I'm right. There's a cancer in Gotham. The only way to cure it is by carrying it out or carving it out. This is something. So he's not happy. There's a lot going on. Two-Face versus Harley Quinn. I don't think the two of them are exactly friends. So here they are talking. And there's a little bit of analogies. Little Red Riding Hood. There she is in the straitjacket. This is the part where she gets really the closest to the Joker, undoing his bonds. She wants to get really close. It's like, you could call me Harley. This is a great shot right here. So that's a weird love story. And here she is confused again. She has one talk with Batman. Do you believe there is hope for them? He says, I hope there is, even the Joker. Do I think he can be helped? Many have tried. So, of course, she takes everything to a new level. A new kind of therapy, of course. She can't help herself. So after all that, she feels better. She feels like a new human being. Here she's trying to still struggle with being Harleen Quinzel. She's still trying to struggle with what she wants to do, but Two-Face is still Two-Face. Yeah, so there's a lot of going on. She's trying to just justify what she's doing, but he's got his own demons. He has his own sides of the coin. There's this whole thing about what justifying what he's doing and what she's trying to do. She's trying to rehabilitate the sick. He's just trying to destroy all of it. So that's what this is all about. He's just trying to do what he feels like at the flip of a coin. But at some point, she's going to make a bad decision. She's going to make a hard decision. She has to cross that line. Please, Jay, that's enough. How can I say no to that face? Come on, let's go. You can surrender to the police outside, and I'll testify that you saved me. No, he's not going to surrender. That's not his thing. So, yeah, it becomes a hard choice between the security guard that she's trusted, right, and the Joker. But guess what she'll pick? Guess who she'll pick? Well, it's not the security guard. that's the senior guard that she's trusted for a while. Maybe he would have been locked up in another reality, but no, she takes him out because she's not going to deal with him. And this is almost like, I mean, Two-Face is dead, right? So this is almost like when Bruce Wayne looks over his parents. This is kind of like the same thing. It's her origin story. Yep. All of our good intentions were just a fucking joke. A big fucking joke, yeah. And here we have, this is the big revelation, and this is important. She had some initial interest in the Joker as a candidate for testing her theories, but after a certain point, he became the main focus of her study. So listen to this. In a war zone, empathy is a liability. Acknowledging the humanity of your enemy will cause you to hesitate. It is a courtesy your opponent may not grant you in return. End quote. That's quite chilling, Alfred says. It's from an interview she conducted with a former military officer, a murderer. Now watch this from one of her Joker sessions. So, regret, guilt, empathy, they bring about hesitation, and on the streets, hesitation will get you caught. Get you killed. I always pictured that we killed that part of ourselves first. He changed some phrasing, but yeah, it's almost taken word for word from her own research. But why? Well, he saw her as his ticket out of Arkham. All he had to do was make himself the perfect patient, the perfect validation of her work. The Joker's a master manipulator. When the executioners made their move on Arkham, he's already primed her to sacrifice herself for him. Harleen fell for his lies. If I may, Master Bruce, that kiss seemed awfully genuine on both their parts. What are you saying, that the Joker is in love? Well, love is a bit too strong for a word, but they do seem crazy about each other. Then again, in Gotham City, crazy certainly seems to be contagious. And so it's not complete. So hold on. She wanted to cure that. And I funded her research. Oh yeah, so Bruce Wayne put her in the Joker's path. And that may have been the beginning of her journey. I can't believe that you've never met Harleen. So she wanted nothing more than to help. He took her work and her kindness and used it against her. Yeah. Well, Alfred sees Harley Quinn as no different than the Joker, right? But Bruce sees her as a victim. Perhaps Alfred says, perhaps even given your history, it makes sense that you would see it like that, but we can't know for sure. However, if Dr. Quinzel's fate weighs so heavily on your heart, then take my advice. If she is lost, then be a beacon. And there is the beacon. There's Harley Quinn. Now, if you look at Injustice, right, you go to Injustice. Harley Quinn really redeems herself against the Joker by, after Superman kills him, she slowly becomes, she forms her own group and they do good work, while the one universe of Justice Leaguers fights another universe. That's Injustice 1. And then she becomes a Justice League member during the Masters of the Universe crossover. And I thought, looking at this origin story, it was very well done, very well paced. It's not in continuity really with the other stuff, honestly, because it contradicts The Long Halloween. It contradicts Batman Harley Quinn, which came out in 99 or 2000 during the No Man's Land storyline. Here's some black and white. This is a very nice picture. Kind of has that Natasha Henstridge look, Natasha Henstridge. And then some of these other shots. I thought this was very good. And there's Joker, the handsome Joker. He's got to be a bit sexy, right? But overall, this book gets a 9, about almost a 10. 9 to 10 out of 10. Here's some of the script. This was something. So he started his career in 2006. This is Stepan Šejic. Stepan, and then he did Cade. Worked for Top Cow. He had extended run on most of the stuff. Witchblade, Artifacts, Aphrodite, 9, and The Darkness. And he did Death Vigil, Aquaman. He did Suicide Squad, Justice League Odyssey series. So, and he's done a few more, I'm sure, since then. This is a great book. A lot of people said that Lady Gaga should have played a psychologist. They're making her an inmate. I'm not sure what they're going to go for here. I will give you a review. I'm going to go see it. I don't want to be stuck in the house all the time. It's not healthy. So I need to get exercise, and I'm going to go see Joker 2. And I'm going to see Sonic 3. I heard Megalopolis was not that good. I think the only one that was really a winner was The Wild Robot, which I may see at home. I don't really, some movies, I feel like they have to be event enough. This is an event, okay? I mean, the last Joker movie was 5 years ago. We had the pandemic. We had lockdowns. And Joker 1 was a masterpiece. I don't think this is going to hit masterpiece levels, but maybe I'll like it. Maybe this will be like Pixels, where everybody hates it but me. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what I decide tomorrow.